Hi everybody, so this is the start of my new video format. Now I am playing the roulette, the cross stitch roulette, and as I said last video, in the end of my last video, I am I've already spinned my wheel last time. I didn't show it to you because I actually did it on my Russian channel, and I decided not to spin it again because I didn't want to have two processes to work on. But it actually started pretty lame because I was supposed to stitch 50 crosses. Yeah, only 50 from this project in particular. So I have finished it today. I've started it today and I have finished it in a couple of minutes. My baby is asleep. Maybe I'll be able to show him to you. He's right here next to me. Can you see? He's a sweetie. He's such a good boy. He is sleeping. This is his first appearance on YouTube. So guys, please meet my sleeping beauty. He is 2.5 months old. His name is Mark, and he is the most amazing baby in the world. He is so sweet, so gentle. He is such a good boy. He sleeps through the night. He eats like a grown up, but he is amazing. So let's just finish filming before he wakes up. Do they see him moving? Okay, so move back. Right. So, like I said, I have spinned the wheel the first time. It ended up being 12 beauties and ended up being 10 crosses from this project. So it was just a tiny trial, I guess. So today is the 22nd and 51 crosses I have stitched. If you can tell, I've started stitching it on the 19th of July, and today I have stitched 51 crosses. I can stitch a couple crosses more than what falls in the roulette, but not less. So if it takes a couple of days, it's fine. If it takes a week, it's fine. Just a short update will be. But by now I have only 0.63% stitched from this project, and that's just nothing. Just a couple of stitches out of this whole huge piece. But I will insert, or I already did, I don't know, a picture in every clip of every spin of how it looked like before and how it looks like with the new process. So hopefully I'll be able to maintain doing that. But yeah, so right now I'm going to spin the wheel again. I am not going to speak during the spin just because I am filming the same spin for both channels on Russian and English, so I cannot use any language during the spins. So you will be seeing right now the spin of the cross stitch roulette, and after that the spin of the number crosses roulette. So let's see what falls out next. Okay guys, so as you might have seen, it fell on this. It was Oven, it was Lake Lewis, and actually it really works because I usually stitch just a tiny bit of it and then I put it aside, and this game actually gives me the strength and some direction where I can know that I have to stitch 200 stitches, and I am going to do that. Doesn't matter if I'm going to do this in one sitting or if I'm going to do it in 2 days. Doesn't matter, I have to finish that. So that will give me drive, I guess, to finish my projects. So we'll see how this game goes. If you have any comments, if you don't like this format, I would love to hear about that. If you don't enjoy it, we will change it. If you have your own ideas, I would love to hear about that. Maybe we can play it together. That can be really interesting. But for now, let me just share with you what I've been stitching. I've actually been stitching around here at the waters, and that's kind of difficult for me because I hate stitching with one cross over, 16 count. So that's kind of difficult for me. That's why it went so hard. But it's a very easy stitch. It's really, you know, really logical directions of colors, so you can just follow it. And let me show you what's happening here. So as you might have seen if you were watching, I had to stitch 200 crosses in this project. So I did finish around this area and went into here to the trees, the reflection of the trees. Actually, I am going to insert an image of how it looked like before I started stitching in every video, and how it looked like after I finished. Well, you are seeing it after I finished, but that way you'll be able to see the progress that I'm making in the project. I cannot wait to keep playing. I cannot wait to see what falls next. I promise you that I do stick to what falls. I mean, if it's something that I don't want to stitch in that particular day, I am going to do that, because that's the rules of the game. So play with me if you want to. I love to hear if you are playing. Maybe we can do some videos, you know, collective together, and that can be a really nice, like, collaboration, I guess. That can be really fun to do. So yeah, I'm actually in my husband's, my mother's, my father's, my husband's office right now. So I don't know how the lighting is, because the lighting here is pretty dim. This is his work office. He's a masseuse, so I'm kind of sitting at his table, his diplomas, his tablet. Diplomas. He has a lot of them. So he's a professional. You see, he enjoys all the Chinese stuff. Actually, this thing is going to go, and we are going to purchase something new that really is more suitable. Eventually, our plan is to rent a place outside of the house, but that's something that's going to happen a little later. We have plans on that. I'm not going to talk about that too much, but for now, this is it. Can you see the lamp up in the ceiling, on the ceiling? Anyways, that's what I have done by now from my stitching stuff. So let's spin together again. Well, I'm spinning it alone for now, but I am going to spin the roulette again. We'll see what happens, what falls out. I am going to follow the rules, and I am going to update you in the next clip. Well, the clip after, because you're going to see the roulette. The next clip on how it is progressing. I am going to insert again an image before, and so you will be able to see the progress. So that will be fun. I hope if you have not enjoyed this video in any, you know, from any reason, I'd love to hear about that. If you have any ideas on how to make it more interesting for you, I would love to hear about that too. So let's spin and keep stitching. So as you might have seen, I fell on the lighthouse, and I could stitch however did I want. So that's something that I actually put in that roulette. The original I don't know, game is doesn't has this my choice, but I decided to do that because sometimes I just want to stitch however I want or how much I want, and maybe if I'll stitch like 100 crosses and I want to stitch 100 more, I will. So, or if I want to stitch like 50 instead of 100, so that's something that I would like to choose myself. So I decided to add that into my roulette of numbers. So yeah, anyways, I fell on Lighthouse and on my choice, so I did stitch around this area. I will insert an image of how it looked like before I started stitching, and this is what I have now. It's actually a really easy stitch for now, until I get here to the area of the tree and the lighthouse where the whole thingy is happening with the singles and stuff. But this whole area where the sky is so easy to stitch, and it's actually really fun because it's a half cross. I love stitching with half cross. It's a full coverage, a beautiful coverage. I stitch with SKS thread. So yeah, guys, I wanted to ask, I'm thinking about starting a new head, and what would you prefer? Do you stitch it only with DMC thread, or do you actually use other types of thread to stitch your projects? Because I am thinking that maybe I could try stitching with SKS thread for once, but I'm kind of afraid because I was thinking about ordering it from AliExpress because it's the same numbers like the DMC, but I'm not sure because I'm afraid that some of the colors will look different and then the final result will look different. So if you are stitching Heaven and Earth Designs or some other huge projects like that and using other company threads than DMC, I would like to know where you get them and like for reasonable prices, because there's a lot of thread, and what type of thread do you use instead of like DMC. I would like to hear that if you have the strength or the will to write to me, please do. I would love to see what you have to say. Anyways, let's see how much I have been stitching on Saga. I will not be like going through details, but 64.4% is already finished. Let's see how much I've stitched this time. So because this is my choice, by the way, this is me. Hey, hey, you just saw my nails. Why did I do that? Anyways, let's open my calendar on the 23rd. This is when I was stitching this. 497 crosses, half crosses I've stitched, which was great. That's a good amount for me considering that I have a newborn in the house. So, well, he's almost 3 months old. So yeah, I don't know if he's still a newborn or he's just a little tiny baby. He's so sweet. Maybe I'll show him to you sometime when he look nice, because I've ordered some beautiful clothes for him, and I know that I shouldn't get so much clothes for him because he's growing so fast, and some of the stuff that I get for him he never gets to wear. But I still want to dress him. Just want to dress him. I wish I had a girl. Maybe next time I'll have a girl. Hopefully we will. And then I'll dress her beautifully like a little doll. Because boys, well, what can you put on a boy? Like a cute t-shirt and some pants. I don't know. Anyways, let's spin again and see what we fall into. So my roulette fell on Scorpio for me, and actually I'm kind of happy for that because I was kind of missing him. I wanted to stitch him for a while now, but I couldn't because I had to use this device that I have to put it on my table because it's not really comfortable. It's on my Millennium frame, you can see. But this is what I've stitched. I'll insert an image of how it looked like before. I didn't stitch that much because basically I didn't have that much time. Well, my baby was needy today, but this is what's happening here. I love stitching this project. I know that I don't give that much attention to it. I don't know why. Maybe I just don't have the time. Maybe it falls into my rotation when I don't have enough time to stitch. but I love this project. I don't know why. This is kind of an abstract design. Maybe somebody will write to me that this is ugly. I don't think so. I think it's kind of reminding me of Josephine Wall, but Josephine has more like realistic kind of creatures, and this is kind of abstract. So I don't know why I said that. Anyways, I think that I hope that it will fall again, because I kind of want to keep stitching it. I could have kept stitching it because as you saw, it fell on my choice again, so I could have just stitched as much as I could, as much as I wanted, but I didn't because, well, I had to do some chores, plus my baby was kind of needing me. um, Today when we'll spin the roulette, I will have some time to stitch, I think, because my mom is here until tomorrow. So we'll see how everything goes. And we're going to spin the roulette again and see how much I have to stitch and what am I going to stitch. I think it's kind of a fun game to play. What do you think? If you don't enjoy it, I would love to hear about that, because it's really interesting. I want to give you content that will be I guess entertaining to you. Do you want to see something from like life, or places that we go, or like the baby stuff? I'd love to show it to you. If you'd like to see the clothes that I got for him, I'd love to show you that too. Maybe next video I'll do that. Maybe I'll make some, shopping video for you. Anyways, we'll see each other in a couple of, I guess, minutes or seconds. I don't know, not seconds, maybe a minute or two. Let's spin the roulette again and see what I'm going to be stitching next. So, final outcome. Well, that's actually not the final one. I have another spin this week. It's almost the weekend, so I think that I will have one last. But this is something that I've already stitched this week, and I think this game actually helps me move this project because I kind of was stitching it a couple of crosses and then left it and went to something that I want to stitch more. But this is something that drives me to stitch it, so that's a good idea. Anyways, I've stitched 711 crosses. Can you imagine? It's kind of difficult to count because it's not a digital chart. It's actually a paper chart, but I use a calculator. I know how do girls count crosses when they are using like a paper chart, but what I started doing now is like stitch like a bunch of crosses and then just put it in my calculator, and that way calculate how much I've stitched. So that's my way of doing that. I don't know, maybe there's another one, a better one. For now, that's the only thing that I can think of, but this is the only project that I'm stitching on paper, so, or from paper, so that's not that difficult for me. Anyways, I've stitched this area. I actually finished around here the greens and stitched this whole thingy over here, and this is actually the reflection of the cabin. So yeah, I think that this is going to look really nice. I do not like very much stitching with one strand on a 16 count because, can you see? I'm sorry if you hear the wind, but I'm sitting in front of the window. It's really hot, so that saves me. But can you see? You can see the canvas behind the crosses. It's a little bit annoying for me, but when you look at it from the far, you can actually see that it's kind of a really delicate, I guess. stitch because it's supposed to be a reflection. It's in the water. This is water, so it's a reflection of the scenery that's supposed to be up there. But that's the reason I think that's why, you know, they give you one strand, because it's a really delicate stitch. I don't know. I don't know. But I like it. I like the outcome. I like the way it's stitched. It's a really easy stitch, so I am enjoying it. Okay, so now we are going to spin the roulette again and see what we come up with. I hope that I won't have like 1,000 stitches from this project again, because I've stitched it twice this week and I want to stitch something else. Plus, I am planning on starting new designs and new projects. Not now, maybe in a week or two, we'll see. I haven't decided yet, but I have plans. I do, especially if I'm going to enjoy this game, and that's something that you are going to be enjoying. Maybe I can start a couple of more projects, and that way I can, you know, rotate between them by choice of the roulette. So yeah, anyways, let's spin again and see what we come up with for the last time for this week. Alright, so this is finished. That was my last chore, I guess. My last spin for this week. So, can you see how much this has progressed? I mean, for this type of project, 1,000 crosses, it's a lot. So, if I'm going to jump on 2 more of these, I think that I'm going to finish this design in a couple of like days. Hopefully not. Hopefully next time it won't fall on this, because I want to stitch something else as well. But as you can see, I've already filled in, almost finished filling in this flower. This one is already done with, and this one is, well, going along. So I think that's a lot. I think that I am in love with these colors. Can you see how beautiful they are? So colorful. So colorful. It's actually Saturday today, so I put the baby to sleep for a little while, just so I can film this little clip and maybe do a little bit of YouTube upload. But I do have some home chores to do, but my husband is still asleep, so I don't know, maybe I'll do them when he wakes up. Maybe he can sit with the baby, so I'll do my stuff. We'll see. But I did film a little short vlog video, vlog-ish, I guess. We went to this amazing place in our city. It was built not so long ago, so we go there almost every time we go out at evening to see the sunset, and that's beautiful. So hopefully it worked, and hopefully you'll be interested in seeing that. We'll see next video, but for now let's just finish this week. Well, let's see. On Saga, I have 52.4% finished. I think it's 40. Hey, it's me again. Okay, so this is the flower. I don't know, it seems like the edges are dark. Maybe it's just my phone. Okay, so I actually split this because it's kind of a lot to stitch 1,000 crosses in one day, especially with a newborn. So I've stitched 653 of them on the 27th, and then the next day, the 28th, I've stitched 211, and today I've stitched 142. So altogether it's 1,006 crosses. I'm very bad at math, so sorry. But I've just calculated it, so I know. Anyways, I have stitched 4,580 crosses out of out of 6,166. So that's interesting. 52.41% finished. That's great. I actually reached 1,000 subscribers this today. Yeah, it happened today or tonight. But one of them unsubscribed, I guess, because when I went to do my AdSense account, yeah, somebody unsubscribed. I guess they didn't want me to get my AdSense. So thank you to that person who unsubscribed. That's fine. That was just funny because I reached 1,000 subscribers, or 999. Oh, that's so great. That feels amazing. Thanks you. Thanks you. Thank you all for subscribing. For those of you who are watching my videos, I'm so thankful for that. You are amazing. I love seeing your comments. I love seeing when you give me likes. I love seeing when you watch my videos. It's just amazing. I've never thought that I'll be filming videos, especially in English, but I'm so enjoying it, and I'm so enjoying to see what you have to say. Hopefully it won't annoy you too much when my AdSense come on, but I don't really understand how that works. Maybe somebody can explain that to me. I would love to talk to somebody who understands what that it is all about, because I cannot get my head around AdSense. I mean, I don't really understand how to do my account or how to monetize it right. I just do it, I kind of try, but my Russian channel doesn't really earn that much. I don't upload that much up there, so I don't know. Maybe that's something that can give me a little bit of an income, because I'm not working currently. I'm sitting home with the baby, and with the virus, I don't think that I will get to work soon anyways. Plus, I don't want to give the baby away to a kindergarten or anywhere, because there are so many stories lately about baby and child abuse in kindergartens, where they were hit or just neglected, or just, I don't know, crazy stories. I don't hear about any of that around the world, but in Israel, for some reason, lately it all blew up, and a lot of kindergartens had been exposed for, mistreating little babies. So that's a really sad thing, and I don't want to give my kid away to a kindergarten not knowing that he will be safe there, especially that he is so awaited for. He is been, you know, I have been working on getting him for almost 10 years, so he is a little miracle, and I don't want anybody to hurt him. So I am sitting home currently. I'm not working, and working from home is great, especially if that work is my favorite thing in the world, that is cross stitch, and that is my YouTube channel. So I hope that it won't annoy you, and I hope that you understand, and I hope that you guys will give me hints on how to do this, because I don't really get the whole monetization, how do you call it, thing. So girls, please help. Anyways, I'm going to spin. I'm going to spin the wheel right now for next week. So spinning it today, I will start stitching it today, hopefully, but you will see it in the next video on next Saturday. So hopefully during this week I will upload the little vlog that I filmed. Watch it, enjoy it, see the most amazing sunset you've ever seen, and I will see you later. So let's spin again. Oh, by the way, subscribe, give me thumbs up, and press the bell down below to be notified when my videos come out. Plus, donate if you have the will, and if you want to help my channel grow. I love that as well. I love you all. Thank you for subscribing, and I'll see you next week.